All right, well, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I say it every day wherever you're watching Before the Four this Tuesday afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending a bit of your afternoon here. Well, first, let's talk about the weather. Again, today was much cooler than what we've been used to feeling, but we do have the chance of rain moving into the valley later this week. Let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for a look at the latest. Brad?
Good afternoon, everyone. Another really nice one out there. And I've been looking at the long-range forecast. It honestly doesn't look too bad. We're going to see highs upper 80s, near 90 degrees into the weekend. But it's a lot better than what we usually see this time of year. Usually we're struggling in a drought, or at least it's really dry, and temperatures in the mid-90s approaching 100. Today we continue with the 70s in many areas. A little bit warmer in Fort Payne, about 5 degrees warmer than yesterday. But yeah, again, another great evening out on the patio this evening. Another mild one. We'll call it 68 for the low. Sunrise at 6 a.m. and tomorrow afternoon a high of 86. A little more humidity, a little more sunshine, a rogue shower possible. But I just don't see any real thunderstorm chances coming our way for a while. Here's kind of the setup. We're kind of divided, losing the satellite imagery there too, it looks like in the last, so you can look up and see the clouds are still there. But just after 3 o'clock, we'll continue to see showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. And we are watching an area that's disappearing as it approaches Bermuda Triangle. AJ, maybe that's what's happening with those clouds there. But that may impact areas as we head into next week. Tomorrow morning we start off dry, a touch of fog again, maybe some mist and drizzle. We had that for a few hours this morning in some places. I know it was happening at my house. And so basically the same setup tomorrow, just a little bit warmer. We continue with an east wind and a few more showers. We'll just call it that. That axis of moisture developing a little farther west. Model guidance actually has us moving up closer to 87 degrees, but we'll see how that turns out, right? Here's your 10-day forecast. 86 tomorrow, 89 Thursday. Pretty typical for this time of year into the weekend. Isolated showers and thunderstorms, some locally heavy rain. Lightning will be your biggest threat if you have outdoor plans this weekend. I'll have more information at 4, 5, and 6.
Well, that's certainly good to know. Thank you, Brad. And also, don't forget First Alert Weather Extra. That's tonight at 9:30. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. He'll be back here in the CTV Center, and he'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar. He always has a great time with it. Make sure to leave a comment, and he will shout you out. Again, it's 9:30. You can watch it wherever you're watching Before the Four right now, but you're just not going to want to miss it. But now in a bit of space news here in the Rocket City, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center CEO has announced her retirement. Now, Dr. Kimberly Robinson, that's who you're seeing on screen, assumed the role in December of 2020, taking the Rocket Center from potential bankruptcy to successful launch of a $65 million capital campaign. Now, officials say CFO Brenda Perez will remain as the interim CEO until they can find a replacement. Dr. Robinson had been on leave since June of 2025. When asked why she was on leave at the time, a spokesperson with the U.S. Space and Rocket Center would not comment further. Robinson said she's grateful for the privilege of serving the institution. She said success is shared with dedicated employees, volunteers, partners, and donors whose passion and support have made everything possible. But now moving over to a story in case you missed it out of DeKalb County, where 2 truck drivers have been recently ticketed for not speaking English. They are some of the first to be ticketed after President Trump's executive order went into effect back in June. 48's Nick Ballinger with the details.
This is a ticket written by a state trooper in DeKalb County against a truck driver from Texas. This one, the driver was from Florida. What they have in common, the tickets say the drivers couldn't speak English.
The English language proficiency standard has been there for a long time.
These are some of the first tickets issued after the president's executive order reinstated enforcement and penalties in late June. Mark Colson, the president and CEO of the Alabama Trucking Association, says the order reverses an Obama administration memo and now takes the driver off the road.
It's all about safety. It's all about being able to read the rules of the road, being able to communicate with law enforcement and the general public.
Huntsville truck driver Jose Reyes says he wasn't surprised to already see tickets written. This bilingual first-generation American says he's had to translate for drivers who have been in accidents before.
I think it would be a shock to a lot of people. Drivers are out here on the road, they're operating, 80,000 pounds, and it's super dangerous, and they can't communicate, they can't read road signs. That's where the safety part of it comes in, is being able to get those drivers off the road because they can't read or write basic English.
Critics of the mandate say this could take drivers off the road in an industry that's already facing a shortage. The Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance recommends all drivers who are pulled over to be able to speak English on a list of topics about their current job, as well as read all road signs.
And they're having to use Google Translate to be able to, talk to people. And you shouldn't have to do that.
Now, in a bit of breaking news, we are learning this afternoon that an ongoing structure fire has now killed 2 people this afternoon. Now, we spoke with Don Webster. He is the HIMSI spokesperson. He says the fire happened just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is on Retlaw Street here in Huntsville. Now, at this time, the 2 individuals killed in this fire have not been identified. We will be sure to keep you updated as soon as we learn more. But now we're going to head to break. But coming up, going through the manhunt and capture of an alleged murderer in Tennessee and a super creative idea of a young entrepreneur. You're just not going to want to miss it. It's all ahead. I'll see you all in 1 minute. All right, well, hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now heading up to our neighbors up north in Tennessee. Today, the Jackson Police Department announced the capture of the man suspected of killing 4 people and later abandoning a baby in Dyer County last week. After a shelter in place for the suspected area he was in this morning, Jackson PD announced that 28-year-old Austin Drummond was in custody at 9:15 a.m. The manhunt for Drummond focused on the town of Jackson, Tennessee, after he was spotted in the area on Sunday. Now, the shelter-in-place order was due to another sighting this morning in roughly the same area. Drummond was wanted for the deaths of James Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams in Tiptonville near Reelfoot Lake on July 29th. Agents obtained warrants for murder, aggravated kidnapping, and more. Now, Tennessee authorities also charged 23-year-old Daria Sanders with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder yesterday morning. Authorities also arrested Tanaka Brown and Giovanni Thomas, both of Jackson, Tennessee. Brown and Thomas have been charged with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more about this case in our evening newscasts. But now, check this out. The price of eggs hit a record high this year. But while most of us were complaining, one little boy saw an opportunity. Local News Live's Enrique Salinas introduces us to the young entrepreneur building his future one egg at a time. Let's take a look.
For some, it is just a noise passing through town. For others, it is a sign of progress and economic drive. And just on the other side of the road, the sound of the countryside blends right in.
Yep. It's my chicken.
Does he have a name?
gold. These are the three amigos.
At only 7 years old, Jackson is already learning what it's like to run a business. With his plan in hand and a chicken coop in the backyard.
I grew up liking chickens and animals and stuff.
What are the chickens' names? Their names over there.
Well, we haven't got all the names ready yet, but we got a few.
His routine starts early. He feeds them in the morning,
Down near the rooster.
talks to them at noon,
Here's midnight.
and in the evening, he hugs them.
Feed them when they run out of food or water, and we're thinking of getting like a little pool thing and putting it in there so they can drink out of it because they drink too much water.
How much are the eggs?
Oh, they are $5, and the t-shirts are $20.
Okay.
But if you get a t-shirt, the eggs are free.
He even came up with a name for his company, Eggs and Chicks, and his marketing campaign is on the move.
Oh, the first word is my last name. It's Nix and Chicks because we have 3 chicks over there, and Egg Company.
And if you're short on cash, he's got a heart too.
But if you don't have enough money for one, and you ask for one, we can give it to you.
In a small town, there are a lot of signs of progress, and in this neighborhood, there are big dreams.
2 roosters last night.
A young entrepreneur is thinking ahead.
I'm trying to run a business and learn about money and stuff.
It is a business lesson not from a textbook, but from his own backyard.
Yeah, we need to put a clip on it.
In Spartanburg County, Enrique Salinas, Fox Carolina News.
I love you so much. I'm proud of you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Now that young boy has a bright future ahead of him. That is an awesome story there. And speaking of stories you're just not going to want to miss, let's go into the ones you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Now more details on the Limestone County woman accused of murdering her baby last week. Get that extremely sad and tragic story coming up from 48's Callie Neese. Accused Lauderdale County murderer Logan Rogers also making a court appearance today. 48's Aria Pons will have those details. And finally, the Scottsboro Police Department setting up a fund to go towards the officer injured in the line of duty just a few weeks ago. Faith Delp will have that, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And it is 3:52. Y'all, it's about that time. It is, of course, time for Facebook fun. And our 48 Facebook question of the day today, where is the best place to get breakfast in the Tennessee Valley? And if you all know me, I definitely love eating. Eating is one of my favorite things to do. I will say breakfast is usually not my go-to meal. I am usually eating lunch or dinner, but I do like a great breakfast spot. And I've been to a few here in the Huntsville area, but I really just needed some recommendations on new places to try out. So let's see what you all had to say. What are some of the best breakfast spots here in the Tennessee Valley? Right here, my mom's cooking, Thad Ward. That is probably the only answer, Thad. Awesome comment there. Let's see, we got Jax. That's from Jacquet Flory. Jack's, absolutely. They got some great biscuits, great chicken biscuits. That's usually my go-to at Jack's. Looks like Sharon said Big Daddy's Breakfast. Now, I have had that, and it is very good. Yeah, that place is fire. Let's see. Phil White said Big Spring Cafe. I actually, believe it or not, have not tried Big Spring Cafe yet, so that one is probably on the list. I'm going to have to check that out. Great comment there. Gracie said Cracker Barrel. Now that is, it's legendary. You cannot forget Cracker Barrel. Jesse Bennett, if you're in Huntsville, hands down Blue Plate Cafe on Governor's Drive. Now I do think I have had Blue Plate Cafe. It was very good. And then Stephanie said Crazy Rays in Fayetteville, Tennessee. I might have to make the trek up north, absolutely. And then Kate said First Watch. I've had First Watch, very good stuff right there. But awesome comments from you all today. As always, it makes my day seeing y'all's comments and seeing everything you have to say. Not seeing too many comments on Facebook or YouTube today, but as always, feel free to leave a comment. But y'all, that's just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. Thank you all for sticking around and spending a bit of your afternoon here. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's evening newscast, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.